how good is this weather for something that's supposed to be like 3 days ago? They're forecasting like 20 knots or some crap. There's not a breath of wind. There's got to be something in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the spotlight. Just pepper that. So what's happened is when we've come down where we've launched from, all the dirty water, because we came down here at speed, the dirty water's just catching up from where our wake's been hitting the bank, and the dirty water's catching up with us now here, so we might go down a little bit further and try and race the dirty water. But in the clear, we're generally picking natural coloured colours, something that's got reflection and contrasting stripes, that new Tilson bass. As you can see, it's caught a few jacks and that, but that sort of colour is what I like for clear water. And the fact that it suspends, so I can flick it in there like that, crank it down, then let it sit for a second, then just sweep it and tap it, and let it sink. Let it sit, sorry, not sink. Let it sit for a second and then just give it those little twitches and tweaks. But because the water's so dirty where our wake, oh, look at the sea snakes here. They're file snakes. They can't be, they're all knotted up. That's where that big croc was, laying up in behind there last week. In a tree.
A tree up there?
Yeah. He knew exactly where he was going, that bugger. Finger mark.
Ah.
Your boat coming. This is on one of these little atomic semi-hard vibes. A great little lure for no, for going down deep, but that colour in this watercolour should be very good. Oh. He's even bigger than that last one. He's bigger than that last one. It's nice to sort of get out and stretch your legs and do something different. These barrows, like they're beautiful. Oh, just kick the anchor again. They're beautiful sized fish. I'm going to back that drag off a little bit. It's only 30-pound leader, so just take it easy on him. Back it up a bit more. It's only 15-pound braid, so.
Do you want the net?
Yeah, probably, mate. I want to get this camera on a better angle. You just take this camera off, mate. I think it's on a bad angle.
Okay.
Just take that camera off. It's on a bad angle, I think. Can't bully him on this gear.
It's a good fish.
Nice one. About the same as the last one. I thought it was a bit bigger.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing with that?
Oh, well, you pulled him in.
He's a beauty, isn't he?
Yeah.
Pretty fish. Look at the bloody tail on. You always get that little sandpapery jaw too. Just keep an eye on the water behind you.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
It's a good fish.
Right, we'll
Right
get a photo of that one, I think.
Yeah.
The breeze is starting to pick up a little bit here now. It's still nice, though. It's beautiful temperature-wise. Absolutely beautiful. Keeps the sand flies down a little bit. Stand near my feet. The water's actually quite warm. I think it's 24 now. Just trying, this tide's about to change, so when it changes, I'd say the barrows and that'll go off their heads a bit better. As much as it's nice to have a sounder that has that display and shows you all those fish, you've still got to keep your eyes about you. I can see a dark patch in the middle up here, and it can only be a tree or a snag, so yeah, you got to keep an eye out and things like that. That way you can fish them before you actually get to them. Little baby jack. We've just come around into another creek because the water temperature was on the other one. Well, something just come up there. So we'll see what's happening in here anyway. The water's clearer in this one. We can hear a couple. Oh, got him? Oh. Yep. What do you got?
Oh, Jesus.
What was it?
GT galore.
Oh, really?
Oh,
God. Got him. And the sharks are showing up on the sounder in here, so. Another one. Oh, what was that? Was it?
Yeah.
Another one going off the salad skin. Oh, God. The first one wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, the first one didn't look like a cod bite.
No. It's good for barra.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, on the way down is to pick. Oh! Just missed a barra off that snag there. Just feeding one back onto the face of it on a J-style jig head. I've got a 1/3 ounce head on there, so I've got to pick off something smaller, and then the next one. Oh, the next one was a better fish. Oh, what the hell? Bugger.
Oh.
You bite?
I was about to open my bail arm. Whoop.
I don't know what they are, though. They might be grunter with a small mouth or something. Oh, the way down. What the hell? Oh. God. They're weighty fish when you hook them.
Yeah.
There's no secret to what I'm doing here either. It's a 1/4 ounce head. I'm casting into about 10 or 11 foot of water. I've got a 4-inch prong on there. Let it hit the bottom, lift it, give it a hop, follow it back down, and repeat time after time. But on these sand flats, they could be anywhere on these sand flats. That's sort of why we pull the boat up too. You don't want your shadow and your silhouette sort of showing the shadow all over the fish. There's a ledge there, and you actually feel that hop off the ledge then. Hear a boat coming. Just letting him sink down to the bottom. It takes a while to hit the bottom with a 1/4 ounce head. But the thing is, once you're down there with the 1/4 ounce head, you can work it nice and slow and keep it close to the bottom and give him an opportunity to look at it. I'm getting the odd little pick over there, but you know when a barra hits it, it's pretty unmistakable. But that's all you do. As soon as it hits the bottom, you'll see that line go slack. Wind up the slack, lift, flick, wind up the slack, lower your rod, and then wait for it to hit the bottom again like that. It's easy. Really effective. Same thing as what we're doing out of the boat, but it's probably easy to show you when you're walking on the bank here. A pendulum cast, so for a long distance I've only got a 1/4 ounce head on it. So pendulum cast is definitely the best way to cast. Get rid of that loose loop on your reel. Bloody horsefly biting. New boats going everywhere, hitting sandbars, and just missed a couple of good bites there. Yeah. They're a long cast. They are a long cast, so they are. Those 2 fish I just missed were just there, so if they're still hungry. They both felt like barras, but they might not be. That distance with that big belly in the line, there's a bit of breeze poking up now, so That big belly of the line sort of takes away from your feel as much. You can sort of feel the bites as well, tell what they are. It's pretty nice though, getting out and stretching the legs on a bit of sand. Young fella's miles up there, he's off. Get him out of the boat, he'll just stretch his legs, which is what kids are supposed to be doing. Oh, yes, son of a... Ooh, pick, something small as well. I'm just not sure how far that snag comes out from the other side. I don't want to actually hit the snag and snag up, but I want to try and fish the fringe of it, and sink it back because the tide's just about finished running out, going that way. So I'm casting to the left of where the snag is and hoping that it'll drift up under the face of it. So that's the idea. I'll show you what I mean. And even though this water's clear, I'm still cautious about getting any deeper than what I am because we're on a deep edge. That's a bit spooky. If something decides to come charging out, I'm going to poo everywhere. The reason I'm using a bait spin rod instead of a bait caster here is because it's a bloody long cast, and you're just not going to make that distance with a shorter rod with a bait caster. So I'm going to this one. Sort of helps you get that distance when you need it. I just changed colours too. I've been using the Carolina pumpkin in the 4-inch atomic prong. And in this clear water, I really like, there's one called pumpkin with red fleck. And on these smaller tides, when the water clears up, it's a really, really good natural colour. Yep, we could be mucking around here for a little while. We'll just go up from them and have a look. What's on there? Ooh.
Nothing.
Oh. Holy Jesus, have a look at that. We're spot locked. Have a look at that going through there. There's a shark and a big barra right next to it. A nice barra. Up there, I just kicked the anchor. It's better than kicking the bucket.
I didn't know this was actually going to work.
You didn't? He's a nice fish. Oh, dropping.
Oh no.
No. I think there's more than that one there. Right. A raw prawn, paddle prawn, like a 4-inch paddle prawn on a yellow jig head. There's always been that little bit of a thing with finger mark and yellow. Oh, yep. That's not a finger mark, I don't think.
GT.
No, Queenie. Hooked in the head. Oh. Just found a snag with some barras on it and sunk a weed. So I put the first plastic I put in there, I got busted off. The second one I put in there, I got snagged up. So I'm just sinking a lightly weighted weedless down in there now because we're in a bit of a backwater here. And I just started to wind back up to re-deliver it and I got smacked with a barra. So. Oop. Big fella just sliding in the water just there. I'm just getting the camp up and ready, and buffhead's over here getting a few bream. Just flicking off the bank. Not bad sized bream. The other
Won't settle down.
The other one's probably a little bit bigger than that, but yeah, just something to pass the time before dinner. Oh, he's got stage fright. Look at oh, that's that close doesn't count.
I know that.
Coming second just means that you're best of the losers.
Oh, nice one.
Direct. Dinner's nearly done. We've got pork roast and baked veggies. My deckhand's abandoned me. He's jumped in with Mick. He reckons he's... Oh, little tap. He reckons he's sick of... Don't cast until the GoPro's turned on. So he's going to go with Mick. So Mick's gone downstream a little bit. I've gone up. We've got the handheld UHFs there. And if it's firing up here, I'll give them a call. And if it's firing down there, they probably won't call me. There's not that many fish on the sounder. Water temps, it's water temp 23.7, so it's pretty good. There's no reason for them not to be here, but they're just not. God, I don't know what this is. The huge boils come up. I hit the water and everything just come up tight and I can feel timber straight away. I did put a 40-pound leader on this. Hopefully, oh, he moved. Gold spot caught. And pretty fish, eh? A big animal, that one. Maybe 4.5. Big croc slide just there. God, how's there nothing on that? Bloody good looking snag, that one. Oh, jack or pike? He just followed it out from hard in under the bank there. Oh, jack. No finger mark. How good did that look? Oh. I love seeing finger mark come out of the snag like that. Oh, jack. Little jack. I found a packet of the old Lumos paddle prawns, and these are my all-time favourite. Just can't get them anymore. Oh, on the drop. Cod, finger mark, and jack all off the same snag. Banks like this, you've got the shallow mangrove roots that drop off really deep. A lot of your fish will actually drop onto the edge, like that cod, jacks, barras, they all do the same thing. They'll drop down into that deeper edge. So you're not actually casting the snags, you're casting the edge that they're feeding back onto as the tide recedes. God, let it go. Black spot. You're still going to cast at little snags like that because there's still enough water under that to hold a jack or a barra. But when you get those spots where you can see the bottom on the edge, you can actually see the bottom, but you can't see it just out from it where the ledge is. That's where you're casting the ledge, not so much the snags. But in spots where the water is still deep enough on the very edge, like that up in there, you're still casting towards those snags. These little corners and backwaters and pressure points and stuff like that, they're usually spots where the fish can hide out of the current. Besides that crop laying on that bank over there. Straight over there. Be a big fella. And oh, teabag. Oh, oh, Jack. Oh, school of bait just there too. And the sound, it says there's small fish out that way, big fish in there. So, oh, the trouble is I'm using a J-style jig head here for that extra depth, and there's a few snags down there as well, so it's going to make it hard to fish it properly. See that log there. Oh, yep. Oh, got me. 40-pound leader. The culprit gave itself away as the barra just jumped down there trying to throw the lure. Oh, another one straight into a snag. God. The bloody hell. Twice I've been smoked down here. Starting to get frustrating. The problem is that they're all sitting that tight in amongst the snags that you've got no choice. You've actually got to get in there amongst them to get the bites. So no use whinging about it. Just rig up and go again. What is it? Hey? Oh, big tarpon.
Oh, what's happened to his head?
It's like something's eating the top of me.
The shark hit him.
It looks like it just happened.
He might have got hit on the way in, eh? He,
Holy shit. Yeah, he's been attacked.
he's still fighting, all right? Dropped in. Little barra. Yeah, another little barra. They're only babies, eh? More of them weird snakes there. File snake, I think they are. Look like they're mating. Big croc. Just missed a jack there then. Oh, oh. I hope you're saying that one. Oh. It's twice. 3 times actually. Sneaky fella sitting in here. He's not a real big one. Maybe 3 metres, 3 and a bit metre. It looks like a female actually. He's laying in behind there. Too close there in case she decides to